Go.
Jump! Hello and welcome to Double Dragon Trouble, where we will have treble, and trouble.
Treble and trouble. Great.
I am your Dungeon Master, Thijs Banderas, and joining me are 4 wonderful players. Only 3 today because Hilde's away. So, I will introduce arbitrarily Chris Jørgensen.
Hello. Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Then we have Lykke Spar. And last but not least, Frederik Panduro.
Who has been missing in action the
Who has
last
been
couple of
missing
times.
But now he's back.
Except for his webcam. That's still gone.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it will happen someday, I'm sure. Alright. Yes. So, we'll just head straight into this wonderful soup that we call Dungeons and Dragons. We are in Waterdeep, on the Sword Coast, in the Forgotten Realms. But it's not the Forgotten Realms that you might know. 40 years ago, we had an event in which Tiamat, the queen of chromatic dragons, was unleashed upon the material plane. It was a short episode that was called the Dragon War. Since then, dragons has ruled the world. For some reason, people have been speculating why. Tiamat did not destroy civilization, but kept it more or less intact. Some cities refused to surrender and was destroyed, but most ended up in the clutches of the dragons. Maybe some speculate it is because it's easier for the dragons to amass treasure and hoards by making the humanoid races work for them. Who knows? Maybe we'll find out. So, it's a world that is pretty much under occupation, but we have 4 heroes waiting right in the side of the stage to enter and maybe do something about it, and maybe not. We'll see. Time will tell. You have all come to Waterdeep for the same purpose, to join this rumored resistance against the dragon regime, the tyranny of dragons, if you will. You have your own reasons for wanting to join, but basically you have spent some days or maybe weeks trying to get into contact with someone on the inside, which is not easy because the dragon cult is in control. They patrol the streets, they kidnap people. It's good old-fashioned fascist terror, basically. So we are going to introduce the characters with a little scene. So each of you will make a scene, check it twice, and we'll find out if you're naughty or nice.
What?
No, we'll make a small scene, and you will introduce your character so we get an idea of what you like. So, the first character we will introduce, using the same order as the play introduction. Chris, your character, Dagos.
Yes.
Where is he? What is he doing right now on this fine morning?
Fine morning. Yeah, well, he's probably going around Waterdeep. He is still pretty much fresh out of water, since he is a Triton who has come up after many years of being not allowed to by the nobles / his family of the city. But he has decided to come up and help the people in any way he can, since his home is unaffected.
Oh, and we have some character art.
Yes. So no real big description, I guess, is necessary.
So he's a fish man out of water.
Exactly. Like, it's that simple. And yeah, so I'm probably, if I've been there for a few days, I'm probably just helping people in small ways wherever I can without stirring up too much trouble.
Okay, so Waterdeep is governed by a white dragon named Tormix. So the entire city has been trapped in perpetual winter for several years, maybe decades. So the harbor is frozen. There's snow on the roofs. It's a Christmas winter wonderland, basically. So I imagine your character Dagus is helping an old woman across the street, maybe.
That seems about right.
Okay, so you're there helping her. So, oh, thank you, fish man. It's very kind of you.
No,
I've not seen your kind ever.
no, it's been a while since we've been up here.
Well, I imagine that. As you have this pleasant conversation with this old woman, she's sort of like, don't tell anyone, and she offers you a tiny, like, small biscuit. You see, it has been in her pocket for a long time. There's like hairs and pocket lint on it, but here, take it. It'll sustain you a bit.
Don't you need that more than me?
Oh, maybe I do.
I
that
think you
moment-
should keep it.
You notice there's someone looking at you from across the street. It's a gnome, an old gnome, gray hair, thin. His face is weather worn, like someone who has really been through a hell of a life. He's smoking a stub of cigar. Just looks at you, looks around, looks at the old lady, says, "Hey, lady, get gone!" And she's sort of like, "Oh, how rude!" And she runs down the road. "Hey, fish man, this way!" And sort of like nods into a dark alley, a deserted dark alley full of snow.
Welcome
Alright.
to the fish market.
I cautiously approach him. What do you want,
So-
child?
He looks around. We can't speak of it here. This way. And, and he just walks into the alley.
Well, I follow him.
Okay, so as you get like halfway down, he sort of looks if you're being followed, if anyone's listening, walks over, closes the window. "Fishman, you're the one who's been trying to get on the inside. The resistance, right?
Yeah, I
Well,
do.
first of all, don't talk openly about it like you've done. It's dangerous. The purple masks will get you.
The purple masks?
The purple masks. You've not been in the city for long, have you?
No. Can you explain
Well-
these purple masks?
They are the dragon cultists. They go out and they're insane. They're crazy. They kill people. Don't get involved with them. They're dangerous people.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Anyway, you want to get on the inside. You have to prove yourself. Go to the city of the dead. There's a tomb for the Runesong family. Wait there at noon.
All right, where
Got it?
where is this place?
It's the eastern part of the city. Walled off. Huge cemetery. You can't miss it. Then he just runs off.
Oh, all right. Thank you. Goodbye.
Alright, so we then zoom out from the alley. We see Waterdeep from above, kind of Game of Thronesy, and then zoom in on Lykke, your character.
Yes.
What is Bethrogar doing?
Well, Bethroga is furiously, she is trying to get sober because basically she
Furiously trying to get some.
furiously trying to get sober because she has pretty much been sort of maybe a little bit drunk for 40 years, which is not so good. Originally, she was a sailor. She was picked up by her captain as a child and joined the crew back then. So she has basically been on a ship for her entire life. And what unfortunately happened was when the dragons occupied the realm, they sort of burned down her ship and all of her crewmates and her captains, and she pretty much had to swim to land, and then she had nothing left, so she basically went and did what every sailor would do, which was to solve her problems by drinking, which she has then been doing for a really, really long time. But then one day, one of her crewmates, whom she thought was dead, showed up as a really old man, and he barely recognized her because she was drunk all the time and she was a shadow of her former self. And then he told her to get her act together, and she was so inspired and wanted to get revenge on the dragons because she hated dragons. And then she sort of had to get sober to do that. So she has been running really confusedly around, stealing from people, and getting into a huge mess because basically she has been at sea for her whole life, and when she has been to the harbor, she has been drinking, so she has no idea where she is, and she has no idea how to defeat the dragons she really wants to because she craves revenge. But
So she's just telling this entire story to someone in the bar, just sits holding his cup. All right. I asked how you were, not your whole life story.
Well, I was saying I was trying to get sober, but I don't.
Then you feel like a tiny tap on your shoulder, and you look over, and there's this old withered gnome sitting on the stool next to you with his bit of cigar and a huge mug of ale. Hey, off! You're the one who has. And sort of looks around. You wanted to join the resistance.
Oh my lords, finally.
Shh, keep your voice down. We may be among friends, but there are still people looking, listening.
Oh, none of those people are my friends. I've robbed them all.
He looks down, and you probably also robbed him. Well, anyway, if you're serious about it, go to the City of the Dead, the old tomb of the Runesong family.
Where is that? To be honest, I have no idea where.
The cemetery is in the eastern part of the city. Huge place, can't miss it. Go and look for a big tomb that says Runesong family on the outside. It has a statue on the outside with deep, deep eyes.
You can be sure I will be looking.
Go there
As soon as I finish my drink.
Go there at noon. Try to be sober and keep your voice down when you talk about. And looks around again. The resistance.
The resistance.
So he just bolts from the place. The camera awkwardly zooms out between all the people in the tavern, out of the door, up again, and then searches for the last of our characters for today. Dinoc, and zooms in. So, Frederick, what is your character doing? Where is he?
Well, Dinoc has just finished completing a sort of side mission of his. He is located near the graveyard in a crypt, in a room filled with one living, one very heavily sedated, and one completely dead kobold.
Oh.
And all of them are tied down, and he's looking into all of them.
Like literally, or
Yeah.
alright. So it's sort of like a dissection thing with like pins.
Yeah.
So one of them
But
is
trying to keep them alive. He's trying to stay true to his ways. He's a monk of the Way of the Long Death, and the whole travel from life to death interests him, and he is constantly trying to learn new things about it, even if that means taking kobolds and keeping one of them alive, another one dead, and then one of them who is almost in the middle to try and see the comparabilities.
So there was one that was sedated, these kobolds.
Yeah.
So slowly comes a bit to and looks around. Ow! What the hell? And then he just takes in the entire scene, looks at the dead one, and looks at you with your. So you are an elf, I believe.
Yeah.
Wood elf.
A wood elf. And
bandages on your face.
Yeah. Because of the nature of the work, dealing with dead people, he has to constantly cover up his mouth and eyes so as not to expose any thin tissue which would disturb the process.
Oh yeah. So you can see one of them has sort of woken up a bit and looks around, just
And then he is silent.
Dragon tear of this. Our powerful friends.
And then he is slowly injected with a slow-acting poison. Meanwhile, Dinok is just scribbling everything down in a notebook.
Okay, so you hear like a knock on the door, like, and you look over and you see this gnome in the doorway to this crypt, old, withered, smoking a bit of cigar. Hey, elf! You got yourself a nice little lab here, don't you?
I slowly hold up a finger as to shun him for a second as I scribble my notes.
He's like, oh, very well, and he smokes the cigar, waiting.
Okay, I am done.
Well, you are the one who has been looking into joining the Resistance.
Indeed, I have. And
So
who
of
may
course
you
you need to prove yourself. So, you are going to meet my master at the Runesong Crypt in the City of the Dead. Seeing, and he sort of points out of the door, you're already pretty close, so you should be right on time. You should be right at home.
Yep, I just need to finish this up or off, you could call it.
Just be there on time. My master, he's an impatient one. And
Of course.
don't talk about this to anyone else.
Of course
He
not.
just throws his cigar on the floor, steps on it, and then runs out.
Sneaky one.
So, you have all been called to this place, and I assume that you all try to be there at noon.
Yes.
Yep.
So, you sort of approach the crypt, the tomb, the mausoleum, if you will, from each direction. So you're walking along your own path through this City of the Dead, which is huge cemetery with tombstones and mausoleums and just all over the place. Grand old place. Not used a lot these days, so mostly just covered with snow. A very private place, if you like. And you all get together and stand in front of this marble mausoleum with a sort of statue with deeply carved eyes staring blindly out at you. And you can't see anyone else except for the three of you. So this is sort of like the first time you meet. And maybe you get like a sense that you are all together in this somehow. If you want to introduce yourselves to each other.
Hello.
Hello!
Greetings.
Who are you?
I am Bertharoga Worldflown. I am a sailor. I have been impaired for the last 40 years, but I have a great desire to defeat the dragons.
It's just every time someone asks anything of you, it's just that. And then my ship and blah blah blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Well, it's good to meet you. It sounds like a noble cause.
As I remove my bandages, I greet them with my name, and, well, I guess you could call me a monk of sorts.
A monk.
And,
of sorts.
well, I think that let's leave it at that to keep the good impression.
All right.
Such a savory band. As you stand there, you hear a sound from the tomb, like the sound of stone grinding against stone, like. And the statue, the carving, sort of moves outwards, and the entire front of the mausoleum opens like a door. And in the doorway, there's a man dressed in sort of like a rogue with some tattered clothes and like nondescript civilian stuff. He is he's an older guy with a lot of gray stains in his beard and his hair. He has keen eyes and he looks at you. So you are the new ones.
I suppose.
What happened to
I guess
you?
that's why we're all gathered here.
I was
In the
told there
middle
would
of
be
the city.
4 of you.
We don't know. I don't think
I
so, at least.
suppose you have only just met.
You would be correct.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Quickly get inside before anyone sees us. Any sort of waves you inside the tomb.
Well, this seems sketchy. I'm going in.
Me too.
I skulk after them.
You sort of looks over your shoulders as you walk in, then closes the door. For a moment, it's completely dark inside. So, well, I don't. Do Tritons have dark vision?
I don't believe so.
So you are just left in the dark.
Yeah, I think I always play the races who never have dark vision.
Yeah. So Dinok and Bethroga, you can sort of dimly see that you're in a marble room with like beers on each side, with basically mummified corpses lying on these sort of carved stone beds. The man lights a torch, puts it in a sconce, and sits down next to one of the corpses, just sort of like gives it an elbow to get it out of the way. Please take a seat. There's plenty of seat for everyone.
All right.
I take my seat after, next to the dead guy.
So, here we can speak more or less openly. You want to join the resistance against the dragons.
Yes.
And it is in itself a noble cause, but for, let's say, for protocol, I have to ask you, why exactly are you interested in joining the resistance?
Well, I guess I'll go first then.
You may.
Go for it.
My interest is not really the entire save everything. It's more like I have an interest in dragons or their death, but I haven't been able to witness one, and I want to make that happen.
Well, you will certainly get plenty of opportunity in this organization if you prove yourself useful. What about you?
Me? Oh, they killed my entire crew. I hate them. I was swimming through the sea and I lived off dead fish and salt water for a week. It was horrible. I hate them very much. And they also killed the people I loved, and that's also kind of sucks.
That is a...
Gave me an alcohol problem. I don't like
yes.
them.
Yes. That is a very fine reason. And Fishman,
Yes.
I'm sorry. I have just never seen anyone like you before, so... And you sort of look like a fish, so
I sure do. Well, years ago, probably before your time, my people used to help everyone here above land with small things, kraken attacks and things like that. But when the dragons came, my people decided to restrict us from coming up here to help for our own safety. I decided that was a load of bullshit and decided to abandon them to come up here.
very good.
So I will help in any way I can.
So, of course, you've been living under the sea, so you don't have bulls, but maybe you have sea bulls.
Probably.
A lot of sea bullshit.
Yes.
Anyway, he's off. Well, those are fine reasons to join. First of all, before we get any further, he points to further inside the tomb, and you can see there's a dark doorway with a staircase that just leads down into the ground. In case anything happens during our meeting, that is the escape route. Just so you know.
All
Now,
right.
naturally, the resistance, life in the resistance is dangerous. The dragons obviously want to destroy us. And they want to try to infiltrate our organization. So we have to test everyone who wants to gain access to our organization. That is perfectly understandable, I assume. Therefore, we will send you on a task that will test many things. It will test your skills, it will test your loyalty, and your dedication. If you complete this task, you will be considered for joining the resistance. There may be other tasks before, but it would be a good first step. If you fail it, if you die, well then that is that. I assume you are willing to risk that, given that you want to fight the dragons.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Very well. The task is fairly simple. On Kettle Street, there's a bank run by the Dragon Cult. In Vault 7, there's a silver necklace shaped like a four-leaf clover. It is your task to steal this necklace and bring it to a contact in the tavern called the Yawning Portal.
Alright.
To get you started, you have some options. Of course, you can just go ahead and do it however you like. But if you want to make a plan, then there's an old architect shop. It's called Dietrich and Son. It's a place that has many drawings, many ground floor plans of many buildings in Waterdeep. It's from before the Dragon War. You may very well be able to find a map of the building in there. If you need equipment, I can suggest you go and seek out the black market. If you are interested in that, then go to the Yawning Portal. You will find contacts there.
Alright.
And that is your objective. When you have the silver necklace, return to the Yawning Portal and deliver it to one of our agents. Is everything clear?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Are there any people we should look out for? Like, is it a high-ranking person we're stealing from?
It is risky no matter what, stealing from the Dragon Cult, and if you are caught trying to steal it, you will almost certainly be executed. So it doesn't really matter who you're stealing from.
Lovely.
Yes.
Well, I guess that's all we need to know.
Very
Nice.
good. He gets up. I will leave this mausoleum first, and then you will wait quarter of an hour and then leave, just to be safe. Is that understood?
Understood.
Very good. He takes the torch, goes to the door. You can see there are holes looking out, probably through the hollow eyes of the statue on the other side. He looks through. Yes.
Well, one last thing before you leave.
Yes.
There was a place, a crypt not long from here, just a couple of yards. Can I make you just quickly check inside and make sure that everything is in the crypt is dead as it should be?
I can probably manage that.
Yeah, you'll know when you get that.
Yes.
Thanks.
He looks out again, checks, and then pushes open the door. Looks at you. Remember, don't all leave at the same time. And then pushes it shut. And it goes completely dark, except for Bethroga and Dina, because you have dark vision.
I can't see anything. Can you guys see anything?
A little.
So, yep.
we should just wait here for a couple of I don't know. How long do you think would be necessary?
Well, he said a quarter of an hour.
Yeah.
I calculate
course.
that to about 15 minutes.
Each.
So, this is awkward.
Just sit there
Kind of.
for 15 minutes.
I don't even know where you guys are. Where are you? I sort of reach around and try and like...
Oh, yes.
Hey, stop touching my face.
Oh, sorry, that was you. My bad.
If you
Did
touch
you
her
know?
face, she will tell her entire life story.
Shouldn't we share our entire life stories? I like telling my life story.
If you would like
Did
to
you
tell your
know that us-
life story, I would like to hear it.
Only heard my life story.
Did you know as when people die, their body usually undergoes a sort of emergency thinking and tries to create a new you.
Oh,
They try to make a clone of yourself in your bowels. It doesn't really work because the cells die before it's completed.
wonderful. I hope the mission is not going to go so terribly that any of us will get to experience that.
You seem to know a lot about death.
Yes, that's very interesting. I like death. Not on myself, but inflicting it.
Oh, I can tell you more about death.
Ah, fascinating. Deeply fascinating. Tell me more.
Okay, for example, kobolds have a very weird way of dying. It's sort of like when they already know they're going to die, the body just does it for them. When they know that, oh, I'm not about to survive this, the body simply shocks them and prepares them for death. It's quite fascinating.
That's quite fascinating.
I don't know if this is the time to tell you that I believe that death should be avoided at most times. Killing and all that.
But why death is just another chance to learn.
But not for the people dying.
How do you know?
I believe that
Have you died?
I have not. I have tried very hard to avoid it.
Well, then let's leave it at that. I see we get nowhere with this.
Okay, so this conversation drags on for a quarter of an hour. And at some point you feel like, okay, enough time must have passed, surely.
Can't stand being in here anymore.
I still can't see.
Alright, so do you want to go to the door and just push it open? Want to look through the spy eye things?
I think we should have the person who can't see very well in darkness look through.
All right, if you suggest it. I try to get up there and just look through.
When you look through, there's just this blinding light, so at first you only see complete whiteness, but
Is it daytime already?
then slowly your vision recovers. And you see the cemetery outside, the paths leading away from the mausoleum, the tombstones sort of poking up out of the snow here and there. It has also started snowing a bit. You also see a line stretching from one end of your vision to the other of robed figures. Some of them carrying like pointy breastplates over their robes. Some of them wearing purple masks with crazy dragon horns going up and like kind of gold decorations glinting in the sunlight. Many of them holding like curved daggers or curved swords, if you will.
Guys,
I think you should come have a look at this. Anyone want to come have a look at this?
Yeah, sure.
Alright,
I slowly walk up and replace him.
So you take over the place, and you also see this just a throng of, dragon cultists. You've seen them before, living in this city, and these are obviously dragon cultists. And they appear to be slowly advancing towards the tomb.
they don't look particularly
that
friendly.
now would be a pretty good time to, get the dragon's flying fuck away from here.
Yes.
Sounds like a
So
reasonable plan.
let's not take this exit.
No,
That was
let's
the,
use the escape tunnel.
Exactly. So which way is that? I still can't see.
Oh, yeah, of course. I grab him by the hand and lead him.
Alright, thank you.
Yeah,
Just
escape tunnel.
his fishy hand will sort of like swimming membranes between the fingers.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
All right, so you go to this the informant or the agent called the escape route, and you walk down the stairs. You are met by cold and slightly moist air coming up from this crypt.
Oh, I bet the Triton loves that.
The stair ends at a corridor, and at intervals in this corridor there are sort of like niches with iron bars covering them, and behind the bars you can see there are more of these marble biers with mummified remains of people lying on them. There's sort of like bronze plaques above them with different names and dates. At the end of that corridor, it turns to the left and opens up into a fairly large room. It is also pretty empty. The wall in front of you is sort of like the floor has been raised about 20 feet up, and there's a ledge on the top, and you can see that there's room for people to stand on top of this ledge and possibly move further inside this underground complex. But it is 20 feet up along this pretty smooth stone wall.
Was it still pitch black?
Yeah, it's still dark unless you light a torch.
Oh.
So you don't see anything. They just describe it to you, maybe. Maybe they find you a box. In the center of the room, there's a huge bronze hook that's just set into the ground. It looks pretty solid.
What do your elf eyes see?
Darkness.
Oh.
I see everything. Well, I think we should try and get over to that ledge and see if we could continue through. But I don't know. We'll probably need something to leverage ourselves with.
Yes.
How tall are you people?
Well, I'm a dwarf, so I'm pretty useless.
Yeah, of course. This is quite a predicament.
Well, a dwarf,
we can
probably 4 feet.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe somewhere around.
What if we throw this Mrs. Dwarf here?
We could do that. If you're strong enough to do that.
Well, I can certainly try. You're gonna have to. I don't know where this ledge is.
So you, I guess you have some kind of equipment from your.
I have some rope that we could. I have some rope from my explorer's pack that we could tie around the dwarf's leg, so the dwarf can just grab a hold and we can climb up.
My name is Berthroga Worldfro.
Sorry.
Dwarf.
That sounds like a great idea. What do you think, Berthroga?
That sounds plausible. I think I could do it. So I'm in.
All right. Where are we going? Where's the ledge? Where am I throwing? What is happening?
What's this ledge everyone's talking about?
So I'm just getting thrown by a guy who can't see anything.
I will stand and guide him and tell him to aim a bit further up.
I have not made the wisest decisions in my life. This definitely won't be the worst. I'm in. Just let the blind man throw me.
So you tie the rope around Bethroga's ankle. You're ready to be thrown.
Should we make both? Should I make a wisdom check to give him the right instructions, and should he make a strength check?
Well,
throw or?
Should I do an athletics check to check if I really managed to stick?
That's a lot of rolls.
Daggers, you will make a strength athletics check. Because you're being aided by Dinoc, you will gain advantage, but because you can't see, you will gain disadvantage, so they will cancel each other out.
Alright.
So Dinoc is sort of holding your arms sort of like an avatar when he has to learn to shoot the bow, sort of hold your arms behind you and guide your hand and point you in the right direction. And then you grab the Throga and just try to hurl her to the top of a ledge you can't see.
Don't fail me now.
Yeah, so make the
roll. 17.
That's pretty good. Okay, so you grab onto Bethroga and just tosses her in the general direction you think. You can sort of imagine a 20-foot tall ledge. That would be something like that in the distance, and it works. It works. Bethroga, you fly through the air, grab onto the ledge, and sort of climb on top of the ledge.
Good.
You can see that you're standing on a ledge that is as wide as the room that you came from, but it's only 5 feet wide. So it's sort of as a narrow ledge you're standing on. Beyond these 5 feet, it drops away. With your dark vision, you can just make out barely the floor beneath. So there's a huge drop on the other side. But you are on top of it with the rope around your ankle, and Daggers, you can sort of hear Bethroga making the noise that doesn't sound like she hit the wall and sort of fell down again.
Considering that I can't hear you crashing down beside me, I assume that you got to the ledge.
Yes, I'm fine. Looks it's very far up, but
Good.
I think I managed. How do you guys want to get up here? You want me to send it down the rope?
Well, could you throw a rope down?
Yeah, I have one from my explorer's pack, but I guess I already have one around my ankle. Hold on, I'll just tie it up. Give it to you. Don't worry, I should be strong enough to hold your weight.
Great.
Is there anything to tie the rope around, like a ledge, or is that just...
It's completely plain, the sledge. No, nothing.
Oh, well, then I guess I have to hold the rope. Who wants to climb first, blind man or elf?
Well, I don't really weigh a lot, so I could possibly help when I get up to leverage the trite.
That sounds like a good idea.
That sounds like a good idea. But when you get up there, hurry, because I can't see anything you see.
And also, you can hear sounds coming from up the crypt.
Oh yeah, we better hurry.
Yeah, there's also that.
We should probably hurry. Climb, elf.
So you just run at the rope, grab onto it, try to run up. So Bethroga, you have to hold him while he's doing that. So make a strength athletics check.
Strength athletics check. How do I do that?
So that is a D20, and then you add your strength modifier.
Okay,
If you're proficient with athletics, you also add 2 from your proficiency bonus.
Okay, let's see. Oh my god, no, I rolled a 1.
Oh, alright. So, Enoch, you run at this like Legolas, grab onto the rope, start making your way up, and Bethroga, you hold it and you sneeze. And as you do that, you just involuntarily let go of the rope. So, Enoch, you get sort of 10 feet up, and then the rope just falls down on your hands and you fall backwards. Just hear someone. or it's an elf, so
I I mean, I was proficient in the. Is it really a 6?
Yeah.
Don't think that's gonna go really the way.
Well, should we care to try again, or should I just play dead?
I think we should try again, because I'm still down here and I can't see.
I'm also still down here.
You also hear from up the corridor.
We need to hurry this up.
And little voices. Cool, I'll hold you down here. Let's go get them. Let's shoot them up, boys.
Don't well rope up and try again.
I throw the rope up again.
Alright, so basically do the same again. Strength, athletics check, and
Yes.
D-Doc. You can just
It's a,
roll.
it's a 13 this time.
That's fine. So he's an elf, so he doesn't weigh a lot. And you use the rope and as an aid, and you just climb to the top of the ledge. So now you are almost an elf on a shelf.
I'm sure.
You sort of sit on the ledge with your feet dangling over the side. Anyway,
Take us. Walk towards our voices.
But there's a wall here. I have to get up. I can't walk up.
Can you feel a rope?
I just sort of feel around. Yeah.
you find it.
Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah, climb.
Time.
Okay.
Trust
So-
us.
Bethroga, make another strength athletics check, but with advantage because I assume D-Doc is aiding.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, it's a 19. We will get him up.
Oh yeah, you hold it. So Beggars is a fish man, a big fish man, and he's also wearing plate armor or some kind of heavy armor.
Yeah.
So he's heavy, but you are a dwarf, and you have been hauling ropes and anchors and stuff on the ship.
Sailor dwarf.
Just forget about the capstans and stuff. You just pull out the chain anchors right away out of the sea.
I've caught fish heavier than him.
Oh yeah. Though he is sort of a fish. You sort of get a flashback
Blind
to happier times. Anyway, you haul him up, and you're all on this 5-foot wide ledge that is about 25 feet in width.
Wait, we
And,
never asked how much weight this can actually hold.
The rope?
The ledge.
Oh,
Don't question the ledge.
it's solid masonry.
Okay.
And it's still pitch
So-
black.
Yeah, you can't see anything. So maybe you sort of like take a step towards the edge, and Bethroga just holds up a hand. Oh. So there's this 5-foot ledge, and then it just drops off into darkness. Even with dark vision, it's pretty difficult to see the bottom.
I jump.
Okay. Yes.
Good
Yeah,
luck,
so-
dude.
Oh god.
The moment the dungeon master doesn't even know
Checking
what
out
to
the
do.
fall damage. Never would have imagined there would be a death on the first stream.
I hope
It would be an interesting start. I just check to make sure this is right, so you don't die out of.
I think the dragon cult is pretty close to catching us anyway, so I think we just need to. Well, we could have one person holding a rope up here.
Well, do you jump or do you?
I have jumped. I think
Okay,
it's
so
too
you're-
late to.
You fly through the air, then you hit the bottom. Make a dexterity save.
Please.
Otherwise, I need more
18.
dice. 18. All right.
That's a legal save.
So you land and you sort of use your elven agility to take some of the fall, but it's a long fall, so you still take 12 bludgeoning damage from the fall.
Yeah, I can handle that, but it hurt.
What
It
was
feels
that
like
noise?
You've broken a bone in your foot or something like that. Or sprained an ankle.
Guys, I cannot recommend this.
What did you even do?
I
You
jumped.
just hurt.
Yes.
And Bethroga, I think maybe you should make a a noose and see if you can get it around not around me. Get it around the hook in the main room and see if you can use that to just climb down with the rope.
Yes, that sounds like a good idea. We should definitely have brought the hook.
No, it was planted in the ground. So if you can make sort of like a noose and get it around the hook.
Like a lasso.
Okay, so yes.
Yeah, like a lasso.
Right, okay. Then I make a noose, and then I suppose I'm lassoing towards the hook.
So make a ranged attack without proficiency. So that's just a d20 and your dexterity modifier.
D20 and my dexterity modifier. No, my D20 is a 6.
So you do the lasso and throw it, and it lands like 5 feet away from it.
Yeah, fuck. Can I try again?
Alright, make another roll.
For fuck's sake.
You can hear footsteps on the corridor.
Yeah, that's a 1. I think we need to go.
You make it and it just flies out of your hand, the entire rope. It just lands like a snake on the ground.
I really hope you have a lot of HP.
So whose rope was that anyway?
That was his.
That was mine.
Alright.
Yeah. I still have a rope, but
Yeah. You can try again with your own rope if you want to.
Maybe we should let the blind Triton try.
let the blind Triton try it, Karen.
Yeah.
What am I doing? Tell me what to do.
Just handed rope in your hands.
Alright. Where am I? Am I throwing it? Where am I throwing it? Describe it to me.
Well, in the main room there is a hook, sort of in. Was it in the middle of it?
Yeah.
So you have to turn the same way as me. Not that way. That is.
You just turn in the right direction.
Alright, and then I just throw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make a dex roll with no proficiency and with disadvantage.
Alright.
No.
That'll be interesting. 9.
Alright. You throw it. It lands sort of halfway on top of it. It's really close to falling off. So if you pull it in carefully, you might be able to make it hoop around.
Did it hit?
The hook.
What happened?
It hit.
Alright.
Sort of.
So what am I doing? Am I pulling? Am I letting go?
So
I don't know.
So you sort of try to pull it back. Roll a just straight up d20.
All right. 13.
13. All right. You pull it. It slides a bit and then shoot, slides around and lands. So it's around the hook.
All right, that felt right. Should we get going?
Yes.
Alright.
Hurry.
You want to jump off the ledge with the rope or like rappel down?
Yes.
All right.
Can you show me where the ledge is? Because I've become quite. I don't know. You turned me around it.
Then I sort of guide him towards it. Wouldn't it be a better idea? Wouldn't it be a better idea if like the lighter went first and like the giant fish man, just to be sure if the rope can actually hold some weight?
Well, it held him while climbing up, so.
Okay.
It'll be fun. All right, I start rappelling.
I think I'm in pain down here.
Yeah, we should probably hurry.
I am
Come
coming.
on, fish man.
All right, so go over the side and start rappelling down, and it's fairly easy. It's a nice smooth surface, and you descend about 40-30 feet, and then the rope ends, and there's still like maybe 20 feet to go.
Guys,
It's all right. You can do it. Just continue down the rope. There
is no rope anymore.
Just continue down the rope. I can't see it. So just, where did it go?
Wait. Whose exhaust pack did we take the other rope from? Was it my rope?
Yeah, I think so.
Because doesn't he have an explorer's pack? Because there should be a rope too, then he can tie his rope around the end of the rope.
While clinging onto the rope.
You
That's
can
gonna
hear
be difficult.
footsteps on the corridor, and you can see shadows within shadows, sort of like against the wall of people running down the hall.
You know what, guys? I can hear that, and I think we need to hurry up. So at this point, Master Elf, I can hear your voice is close enough, so I let go.
Make a dex save.
Oh dear.
Careful that your armor doesn't bend.
18.
18.
The
So
18th
you land,
today.
make a roll, not a dice roll, but an actual action roll. Get to your feet, and you're ready.
And I still can't see anything.
You can't see anything, but you're
I have
ready.
to hurry down this rope, so I'm just gonna do the exact same thing he did.
So about halfway down, Bethroga, you feel the rope suddenly snap
Oh,
somewhere and just fly down. Make a dexterity save.
It's a 12.
It's good enough. You land heavily, but maybe one of your companions sort of like catches you.
I don't know where she is.
You land and you're fairly safe. You hear voices coming from up from the ledge. I caught the rope. And then you hear, fool! How are we gonna get up there now? There's a rope lying around over here. We can use that. So you're in a room almost the same size as the one you came from. Only this one has a door leading out and a staircase leading down further into the ground. Apart from that, it's completely empty. There's just cobwebs and dust in the corners, but nothing else. It's very Spartan in its decor.
Cool.
So you can basically follow the staircase, or you can try to get back up on the ledge.
I don't know where we're going, guys, but I trust you.
Yep.
You seem like
We
good
didn't.
people.
Just hold his hand. All right, so you run down the staircase. It takes you to a grotto, or sort of like a cave system. The finely carved walls turn to rough-hewn rock. The ground becomes uneven. It gets even more moist. You can feel like drips of water hit your head as you rush through the darkness, which Dacus can't see anything of because of his eyes.
Yeah.
After a while of running through this underground corridor, you see that there are, like in the first corridor, bars blocking entrance to other caves, sort of like running parallel to your own cave. One of them is only a small niche with some still water inside. Maybe a pool of water, maybe the entrance to an underground lake, who knows. As you pass one of these barred off entrances, you hear a sound from the other side that sounds a bit like...
That doesn't sound good.
Was that any of you?
I don't believe so.
Alright, just need to make sure. Well, in that case, it's probably not nice.
Oh, I had the same thought. What should we do about that noise?
Well, I guess we don't really have a choice. I think we have to head toward it somehow.
Run
So you're
towards.
basically in a corridor, and there are these sort of like doorways on the side of the corridor, which has been blocked by iron bars. And the sound came from within one of those, so you can still proceed along the corridor, and the sound sounds like it's come from behind these bars, so maybe, unless it's something that can break through these bars, you may still be safe.
Let's just continue.
Of course, Dagos, you can't see anything, so
No.
you just...
I'm
Yeah,
just
you
following
have
the
to
elf.
go with it.
And once in a while, there's like a low-hanging wet cobweb that sort of gets in your face. It's like, you start stepping and stuff, and you look down, but you can't see it, but it feels like bones crunching under your feet. So you follow this corridor, and every time you pass these bars, you can hear something come from the other side. Maybe a bit of growling. Maybe it's far off. Maybe it's closer. Maybe it's just scratching sound of claws on rock. But at one point, the corridor expands, it widens, and it drops off down a steep, gravelly slope that looks like it's going to be a bit of a hassle going down. Right next to the beginning of the slope, there's another of these barred off entrances. And you can hear this scratching sound slowly approaching.
That's not good.
But on the plus side, you can't hear any voices come behind you. And
Yeah, that's good.
just hear a scream.
That's not good. Well, what should we do? This is quite the predicament.
Well, I think my decisions have sort of brought you in trouble, so I think you should perhaps take action here, and I will do as you say. I don't really seem to be quite well. I feel like halfly disabled, sort of.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So the sound is coming from like the end of the corridor.
No, it's coming from behind these bars. Sort of like this parallel cave system that has sort of been blocked off from your corridor so far.
Okay, so we don't know whether it can get out or not. We don't know
don't
where.
even know what it is.
Don't even know what it is. Can we sort of listen to figure out sort of how far away it is?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Yeah.
D20 plus your wisdom.
D20 plus my. Oh, that's a 19.
Okay, so you listen carefully. You listen to the clawing sound, the kind of growling once in a while, and you think it's getting closer. It's making its way towards the bars.
Okay, then we should probably hurry and figure out a way to get out of here. But how do we do that?
So you are standing at the edge of the slope that goes down maybe 20 feet. So it's not. It doesn't look too dangerous, but it looks like it's going to require some skill to get down.
So we can. This is a slidable slope.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's almost like a rock slide.
A rock
I
slide.
slide down.
We should probably slide down because that thing definitely sounded like it was getting closer. Whatever happens to us on that slide can't be as bad as that thing.
Well, technically, there are plenty of very bad ways to die, depending on how you land.
Yeah, there probably is. But do any of you have any like more safe idea to get down this slope, or should we just slide?
Oh no, let's just slide.
Yeah, let's just slide. You win, fish man. I know you can't see anything, but just trust us.
They're just talking
It's a good
about
idea.
monsters and slides and stuff, and you can't see anything. I mean, you probably have torches in your backpack if you wanted to light it. Just.
I know.
But torches dry out his skin, and then it becomes
yes.
all dry and wrinkly.
Then this is nice. This is moist and cool. Your skin have never been so good since you left the sea.
The thing is, I'm not very used to having torches. Where I'm from, they're kind of useless.
Oh, yeah. So you were handed them at a shop and just, well, thank you.
They stick with
Cloth
stuff
wrapped
around
a
it.
stick. But you were very polite, so you sort of like, thank you very much.
I assume you made this by hand. Thank you.
Oh yes, it's a fine piece of art.
But let's just run him over the slide. It
Alright.
seems like a great idea.
Alright, Bethroga, if you want to go first, then just jump off the ledge
Whee!
and make a dex save. So that is d20 plus your dexterity modifier, and if you are proficient with dexterity saves, also your dexterity bonus.
Let's see.
So the same, they are in a small box atop the skill.
No, that's an 8 plus 1, 9.
Alright. You slide down this, and it's pretty fun in the beginning, but then you sort of like turn over, and you just the side of your face gets torn by these sharp rocks and stuff until you slide to a stop at the bottom, sort of like tumbling, sort of like Frodo and Sam when they go down the rock slide. Take 2 slashing damage from all the rocks.
Okay. Yes.
Baby rocks.
So Bakers and Dinok, you are still at the top.
I just jump out and.
Okay, so,
It can't possibly
Bakers,
become
you
me.
just heard Bethroga sort of like jump and woohoo, and then ah.
But I guess you're okay with that.
Okay, Dinok, make a dexterity save. You're an elf. You should be good.
That is 12.
12. All right. You jump down. It's sort of like surf, like Legolas, but then you lose your footing, way, and tumble, fall over, and just whoa. You take 10 slashing
Holy
damage
shit.
from just landing on sharp rocks and like falling from. There's like what's called the stalactite or stalagmite falling from the ceiling, piercing your foot, and you just slide to a stop in front of. Oh, God. Are you still up?
I really need some help.
Don't we need to carry him from now on? I don't think it will work anymore.
It's truly an interesting experience.
And you just hear this terrible sound.
That sounded bad. Is everyone alright?
You hear a sound coming from the bars pretty close. You can't see anything, but you can just hear the sound of.
I immediately just
You look
jump.
over, see 2 reflective beads of light from a creature's eyes, and then sort of, for a moment, your vision sort of adjusts to the darkness, and you see a pale, ghoul-like creature with its jaw hanging down 2 feet from its upper jaw, with web-like skin between its hands, and
Oh, we're similar.
piercing eyes, just grabbing the bars and looking at you, sort of like trying to squeeze through.
Hello, and bye again. And I just jump. I jump and I start doing like a swimming motion, because that's what I'm used to.
Okay, make a dexterity save.
11.
Alright, you just jump out, fly through the air, and then
Oh,
God.
body slam.
you land on top of a very sharp rock, then turn over and like slides down a particularly gravelly part that just gets down your neck, under your shirt, just cutting your skin on your back,
Oh no.
and then end up at the feet of Bethroga, taking 10 slashing damage.
How did I only take 2 slashing damage?
The dice, they give and they take.
I feel very bad.
So there's just these 2 broken people at your foot.
Master
I think
Elf.
I'm more broken.
Elf, where are you?
If you step a bit to the left, you will step on mine.
So from down here, of course, you are free to do some heals or whatever. But you can see there's one cave exit going off from this area.
Let's just say that if we were to get into combat right now, it would be quite disadvantageous, at least for me.
A little bit, maybe. I mean, you're almost dead, like, before we haven't even fought anything, and wow, it's going well.
We are having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, it looks like
Yes, it looks like
The gods have
it looks
abandoned
great on.
us.
No!
no, a dungeon.
God.
Oh, there he is. Yes.
There he is.
The gods have returned.
Jesus.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh,
Alright.
sorry about that.
I
Where did I cut off?
Where, well, it would be quite disadvantageous if I ended up in combat right now, as I feel the end drawing near.
I will find the elf around me and put my hand on him and use lay on hands. And use my whole pool.
Oh.
So 15 hit points. Is healed.
That's nice.
So just grab onto him and invoke your god or your creed, or how do you want to do this? What does it look like when Dagus uses his holy powers?
I just sort of put my hand on him and sort of a slightly light blue light comes from
Light blue light.
comes from the hand and sort of like, yeah, that's it.
It's just, and the wounds close up a bit, the bones reset themselves.
Yeah.
I am no longer dying.
Well, that's good to hear.
Oh, not yet.
It could have been interesting.
It'd be fun if you just died from environmental damage.
I am sorry to take your death experience away from you, but I need a guide.
Oh, it will come another time.
So he doesn't need to be carried anymore.
I'm
Oh,
quite
yes.
alright. You just healed all of my health almost.
Okay, he can walk.
Good to know.
Great.
Where are we going? I still can't see.
So from the bottom of the slope, there's a sort of like a room, an area, and then there's a cave leading off. It looks like there's only one way out.
Well, I think we should just try and leg it through there, as they would say.
Yes. Let's just go into the dangerous cave. It has worked well for us so far.
Yeah,
So,
like none of us have died yet.
Only a lot of environmental damage.
I grab Dinok's shoulder and try and follow him wherever he goes.
Okay, so you follow the corridor. These are sort of like the same ones that you came from above the slope. They have these entrances that are barred off. And again, you can hear the sound of this creature following somewhere behind the bars. Only Dagus has actually seen the thing. When you round a corner, you are faced with three things. To the right, there's a huge wide lake of mirror still black water stretching off in the distance. To the left, there's another of these entrances that has been barred off. Only in this place, the bars are sort of bent outwards with a huge hole, a huge gap between the bars. And directly ahead, the corridor continues.
Well,
What do you see?
I see a lake for you,
A lake.
fishman.
hello.
I could
With
go for a
like
swim.
black water and oh, by the way, there's also something that looks like a sort of cage where something broke out of to the left.
Ah,
So I don't know if that thing, I can't see the thing, so perhaps it is in the lake, I don't know. We could also just continue forward.
I mean,
We could continue forward.
maybe we should, because I can't see
Yeah.
anything up here. That doesn't mean I can see things in water. It's just as black.
Yeah.
So
We should probably continue. I don't feel like dying right now. I need to research the dragons first.
if you think something's in the water, you can always take a stone or a rock or something and just throw it
Oh,
in there
that
and
could
see
be
if there's
fun
a...
just for the experience. I throw a rock in the water.
Okay. Uh,
Oh god.
He's
it
wrong.
flies up and lands in the water, and the rings spread from the place it went into the water.
I get nervous when the DM just starts rolling.
Interesting.
And a kraken emerges.
Well, it doesn't appear to be anything right now, but I don't think we should wait.
No?
So we want to continue along the.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just checking if you have. You don't. You don't have dimension. All right. Good. So you continue along the cave corridor, past another one of these places that isn't barred off. But then the corridor sort of gets more sort of worked. The sides are smooth again. There are a few relief carvings depicting weird creatures looking up, reaching out a hand for something, and there's just these weird beams of tentacles descending down on them. And then the corridor opens out into a wide, long room, maybe 50 or 60 feet in length. And there are torches along the walls with faint, pale blue flames
Aquaman can
Illuminating.
finally see.
illuminating. And finally, yeah, you have vision of sorts.
Guys, I can see something.
I have read enough of the Eastern lore to know where this is going.
I know nothing. Surprise me.
Directly opposite the door that you entered through, there's another door blocking the way. There's a slab of stone covering the opposite door. You can see there's some sort of chain system above it, and when you follow it, it goes along the way. Along the wall, down to a sort of like a flat, almost like a scale, with a chain coming from the roof or the ceiling, and then breaking off into 4 chains, and having this huge, scales basically hanging from the ceiling. It is right next to the door that you entered through.
Let's see if there's anything to push down on the scale. Or
So make perception checks. So like investigate the room.
Perception.
Yes.
Oh god, I'm bad at that. What the fuck? 10.
15.
15. Throger.
15.
Okay, so everyone except Daggers notice that along the left-hand wall, there's a small grate with some chain system going along the wall, and the chains connect with sort of like not a lever, but sort of like a wheel that you can turn with sort of like handles. So you think there's some kind of opening mechanism for this grate. And as you move over to investigate the grate, you can see something moving behind it. And then a creature lurches to the other side of the grate, and it looks like, well, I can show you a picture. It looks like this.
Oh,
That doesn't look friendly.
Jumps up at you with its mouth.
Okay.
And it sounds like there are quite a few behind the grate.
Okay.
So was it torches lighting the wall?
Yeah.
So that's what those are for. I have a bunch of those. I didn't know. I thought it was an art piece. Well, good to know. And I just put one back in my bag, and I grab one off the wall.
You lift it off, and the door that you came through closes.
oh,
Well,
So
Guess we
now we have
continue.
to fight these lovely things, I suppose.
I think so too. Let's do it so we can get on with this.
Let's attack. Okay, so these like things are in our face right now? Are they close
No,
enough?
they are behind. So they're in the wall. There's this small grate, and behind the grate, these creatures are. So right now they can't get to you. They are trapped.
Okay,
But judging from the chains and the sort of the mechanism, you think maybe using that wheel on the to the left of the grate, you could probably open the grate if you wanted to, or you could try just lifting it with your bare strength if you wanted to open it.
All right, here's the plan. I think someone should try and open the grate, and someone should be on the ready at the grate to attack when whatever those are come through.
Let's do that.
Yes.
Who wants to do what?
I can open the gate.
All right, then Berthroga and I will
yes.
be on the ready. So I
will
go
be
to the
on
grate.
you in a jiffy as soon as I have opened it.
Okay, so Dinok, you run down to the wheel and prepare to open the grate. Berthroga, Daggers, you stand on each side of the grate, ready to attack anything that comes through. Correct?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Well, Dinok, do you want to work the wheel? That is to say, open the grate.
Yes.
All right. So you start pulling the wheel, and I drop a die.
No.
And the grate screeches open. Immediately, one of these weird, wretched dog things lurch out from the grate. So you can basically decide which one of you want to go first. Berthroga or Daggers.
Do you want to have the first hit?
Yes, I could try having the first hit.
Go for it.
Okay, so as a barbarian in combat, you can decide to rage, which will give you more damage, and also make you resistant.
Let's do it. Let's rage. I feel really angry right now.
So just like waiting for the grate to open, just pump up.
Yes.
This fucking place.
Ah!
And really work up your temper. You also has the option to use reckless attack, which means that you can attack a creature and gain advantage on your attack roll. But until your next turn, all other creatures will have advantage on their attacks against you.
I think I'm just going to do a rage.
Alright, so you just... Daggers, you look over and you see there's fire burning in Berthroga's eyes.
Yes, I'm really pissed. I don't know why. I'm just pissed.
It's the magic of barbarians. They can become angry. Okay, make an attack roll, and that is a d20, and add your strength and your proficiency bonus.
D20. Yes, my D20 is a 13. Then what was the other one?
So you add your strength modifier and a
So that-
+2 from your proficiency bonus.
Okay, so see, I just have to find it. My strength modifier is 3, so that's 13. It's a 5. That's 18.
18, alright. So the first of these creatures jump out and you just swing your axe. Roll damage.
Roll damage for my axe. My axe, that's a D12, right?
That sounds about right.
Yeah. I think I recall it's a D12.
And that also plus your strength modifier plus, let me see, is it 2? Yes, 2 because you're raging.
It's a 5. I rolled a 5, then it's a 8, and then it's a 10.
Alright, so this creature jumps out, looks around, looks at Daggers, and you can just see saliva dripping down, crazy eyes spinning, getting ready to attack, and then it's just carved in 2, and the piece falls to each side.
Oh, great.
I think the plan worked. Good job.
Then the next one jumps out, looking around with its mouth. Daggers, you can make an attack.
Alright, I'll just go forth and try and swing with my long sword.
Alright, make an attack roll.
All right. 19.
19. That hits. So roll some damage.
Wait, where is it? Oh, there it is. Oh. 6.
Alright, so you take out your longsword and make a nice cut, like a brave, knightly cut against this creature, and you like carve half of its leg off. But it doesn't die. It's still on its one foot, just hopping around, looking pretty pissed at you.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to do?
No. That's...
Alright. So, Dinoc, roll a initiative roll. So that's just d20 plus dexterity.
9.
9, alright. 2. 4, 5, 6. There we go. Alright, so as soon as you see combat ensue at the grate, you let go of the wheel and you run down to join them. And you manage to get there just as the third of these wretched creatures are coming out. There's still another one that has already been caught by Vegas on one foot, hopping around. So you have basically 2 targets. And then that's the third one.
I stabbed the first one you mentioned, the one with probably still full health.
Yeah.
With my Lashatang spear thing.
So this that kind of spear with these half moon blades.
It functions as a sort of spear.
Yeah, you can maybe jam it and then lift it like a huge fork.
Okay, let me see. That is 22 to attack.
Yes.
Yeah. And I do it two-handedly, of course. And I deal 7 damage.
7 damage. So you stab it.
And I stab it, and then I kick the other one.
Okay. So stab it. Make an attack roll for the kick.
Yep.
As you pull out the your what did you call your weapon?
Lashatang.
The Lashatang. There's sort of like 2 horizontal stab wounds, and black blood just pours out of the holes.
Lovely.
But it's still alive.
Yeah.
And
it's 4 to the kick.
Damage or
attack roll.
Okay, so you kick out at the other one, but you only hit the leg that has already been cut off. So it just goes flying, hits a ceiling somewhere, and just hits a gong somewhere. All right, so there are these 2 pretty wounded beasts outside the grate, and they attack. The one that has been had his leg cut off attacks Dagus. Does a... Oh, it has pack tactics. Yeah. Does a 14 hit you?
No.
So it jumps up on one leg, biting your arm, but you have these plate vamp braces that just catch it and sort of like... But amazingly, it actually it tries to stay on, but you manage to throw it off. But you think these have a clinchy tactic. The other one that was stabbed tries to bite Dinoc.
How close is he to me?
Within melee range.
I can use my reaction to cause disadvantage because I have a protection fighting style.
All right. So you can see this thing lurching towards him. Do you have a shield? Or...
Yeah.
So you take your shield, so like move it and block the attack. Okay. And it doesn't get through. Yes. Then 2 more of these creatures emerge from the grate, look around, and one of them attacks Bethroga.
Damn.
Does a 17 hit you?
A 17. That's my armor class. Okay. Oh, that's a 14. Yes, it hits.
Okay, so it hits you. Let's see.
Sorry, I can't protect you all.
You take 6 piercing damage as this thing jumps up, latches onto your arm.
Damn.
And it takes a hold of your arm, and you try to shake it off, but the fangs of this creature has just sunk in too deep to throw off immediately. Then another of these creatures emerge, and it attacks Dagus. But again, your armor protects you. You block with the first shield that's against Dinok, and then you return it and block the other attack. Then 2 more emerge.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And one attacks Bethroga.
Ramches.
It hits you.
Again?
You take 11 piercing damage.
11!
And it latches onto your other arm, so you just have 1 on each arm.
Why?
And the other one attacks Dinok. And it hits for 9 piercing damage.
9 piercing damage.
It sort of like gets your foot, and it latches onto that as well, so it's sort of sitting there.
Oh, damn.
So that was... Bethroga, it is now your turn. Whoops.
Well, I have 2 of these creatures on my arm. Can I try to like spin around really fast to get them off?
Yeah, sure. Make a strength athletics check.
Okay.
Just imagining it.
I rolled a 17 and my strength is 5, and then I have a proficiency with athletics, so then I get 22.
22, alright. The first one, these creatures are rotten. They are utterly wretched. They don't look like normal creatures. They don't look like beasts. And all the teeth in its mouth just falls out, and it just slides off with a putrid trail of slime. Flies off and hits a wall somewhere, and then looks around, and all its teeth just turn to smoke on your arm. The other one holds on pretty tight, but in the end it has to let go, and it also flies off. And they take some damage.
Whee!
But they're still alive. I'm gonna say that's your action. So unless you have a bonus action, which I don't think you have.
I wouldn't know.
You don't.
Okay.
So, but a good turn. Dagus, you see all this unfolding in front of you.
You don't have to reveal the exact HP, but if I look around, how bad are you guys looking? Like, how hurt?
Pretty bad. I have
I'm doing quite alright. You don't need to think about me.
16 hit points left.
The Throg is like the
I have like 8 HP left, but I'll be fine.
Okay, 16. I just got them, but I mean, my arms are pretty hurt. Can I still move them?
Barely.
So how many are there of them?
So 2 of them has been flung off to the side of the room. There's still 2 wounded in front of you, and then there are 2 others looking fit for fight. One of them latching on to Dinok, and the other one just buff, ready to fight.
I will attack the one that's latched onto Dinok and try and get it off him.
Make an attack roll.
Please let this one be good.
Please.
What is my... That is a 19.
That's it.
That's pretty good.
I feel like we're like all right in combat, but everything else is just like...
Sucks.
I've lost more health to environmental. damage than anything else.
Alright, let's see.
Okay.
And
Oh,
the damage.
nice. That would be 12.
12 damage. All right. So this thing holds on to Dinok's leg and just takes a sword and pierce it, lifts it off, and just flings it away. And it there's a wall somewhere,
Just
and it
flies
stays there at the foot of the wall. Do you have anything else you want to do?
No, not for now.
All right. Then, so we have these two wretches still wounded, still kicking about. One of them will attack Dinok, and it hits for 10 piercing damage.
No.
My friends,
Wait. Oh, this might
I don't feel so good.
this might be late to say, but can't I use my protection again now that it's next round? Well, this might be too late, but I'll remember that for next time.
Yeah, I'll find some more unlucky dice.
Yeah.
So that's that. The other one will look at Dinok, see he's not moving, then look around, and then attacks Dagus. So it jumps at you, jumps straight at your face, but you have enough presence of mind to raise your shield and block again, even though your companions are falling. So this was flung off. So the creatures that Bethroga spun around with and threw off will come running back. One of them is too far away to get all the way to you. It dashes to you, but it can't attack when it arrives. It's sort of out of breath. Just The second one is closer and it attacks you. And it hits 4 piercing damage. And it grabs onto your arm again. That was, and then the last one will attack Davis. And it will actually hit.
Oh my god.
Take 5 piercing damage, and this thing also latches onto you.
What did it roll?
It rolled a 16 plus 3.
Oh my god.
Those stupid creatures.
Just hit me.
Barely hit you.
Nah.
So, we are back at Bethroga. So
Yes.
one of these things are grabbing onto your arm again.
That's great.
May I ask a question? Should I just throw make death saves or?
Oh yeah, that's right. You.
I could also just be like this neutral thing laying on the ground.
No. You make a death save. First death save of the campaign.
I really don't feel so good.
Woo!
I feel really, really, really bad, and that's like a 1, so that's like 2 failures.
Jesus.
Oh no.
It is. So, if he isn't surprised, then there's a good 50% chance of him dying.
Yeah.
Just so you know, so you might look into that. And it is Bethroga's turn, so you can choose to try to throw this thing off you.
Well, let's see. What do I have?
If you want to try to stabilize him, it is a medicine check.
A medicine check, but I don't have medicine. I don't know how medicine works. And don't I still have one of those creatures like in my arm?
Yeah.
Don't I sort of need to get rid of that?
It's up to you.
I have a question, Thijs. I'm not used to playing like healing classes. If I heal someone who's down, will he get up?
Yeah.
Alright, fine. Good to know.
Okay. But
So next in his order is Dagus. So if he can heal Dinok, then you don't need to.
well, then I should maybe try to get rid of this thing on my arm.
So you can take your axe and try to sort of like hit it.
Okay, I can use my axe because I was thinking, isn't that a little big, like to hit when something? No, I can't. I can do that. I think. Yes.
It's
Okay.
like bottling champagne.
That's an attack roll, right?
Yes.
Oh no, that's a 7, and then plus my strength, that's 10. So 10.
And your proficiency, but that's 12. That is not enough. You swing the axe awkwardly, and it sort of like scoots around out of your reach.
Ow.
Hang on, let me just check something. Have you remembered that every time you take damage from these creatures, you only take half damage?
Me?
Mhm.
No, I have not remembered that.
Sorry, I should probably remind, but you are enraged, so you have resistance to bludgeoning,
Alright.
piercing, and slashing
Ah.
damage.
Thank
So
God.
that's my 11 turns 1 save. Then I need to halve all of the damage I've taken in this fight. I had 33 when I came in, so that's, and now I have.
Yeah, you haven't taken. Well, you took a bit of damage from the slide.
3 damage, 20, then I need. Then I have 22 points left, I think.
Lovely.
Nice.
Good. All right. So that's your turn. Dagos, you're up.
I will use Cure Wounds on the dying elf.
You're sort of kneeling with your shield, and there's just a rain of these creatures,
Yeah.
and then you do your healing stuff.
Let's see. Come
This-
on.
Pale blue light shining from your hand, and then you hear like the sound of the sea.
Not the best, but better than nothing. You get 8 HP.
8 HP.
Yeah.
And I am no longer dying.
Then I will use my bonus action
Oh.
to use Shield of Faith on Dinok, which would give him a bonus of 2 armor class.
Ooh, nice.
Lovely.
Stop
So,
dying, people!
So, Dilok, you see this hand with this pale blue light, and you feel refreshed once again.
I
You
feel
You can
alive.
see a grey door in the darkness, and it was opening to you, but then it was slammed shut by this pale blue light, and poof, you are back.
Fuck.
Damn it,
And also, there's a blue shimmering light covering you, flowing from the hand of this fishman paladin, sitting with his shield, and these creatures just raining down upon it.
Well, this has certainly turned out to be a very, very long death.
And it is your turn.
Okay. So how many creatures are left? How many wretches?
There are 5 left.
Okay.
2 of them are hurt, right?
4 of them are hurt.
Oh,
Only
4
one
of
of
them
them has been hurt.
I stab one of the hurt ones.
All right. Yeah, make an attack roll.
Let's go.
12.
That is not going to hit.
And I use a key point to unleash my flurry of blows towards it instead.
So you
Or
make your
after.
attack with your weapon, and sort of like jumps
And
into
then-
the air, and then just let go of the staff and just hit it with your hands. Give me some attack rolls.
Yes. Okay, let me see.
Come on.
Okay, a 19 and a 16.
Oh,
Those are both good.
finally,
Good job.
something good happened.
Yes, let me see.
1 damage.
Oh, this is getting quite interesting.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
12 damage in total.
All right. So you try to stab it with your weapon first, and just jumps into the air and laughs at you. If a creature like that could laugh, it's doing that. Then you just take your fists, pull them together, and just make one double punch, and piece of it explode against the wall in black blood. and this half creature falls to the ground and just collapses to the sound of a balloon losing its air.
Wretched creatures.
Do you have anything else?
No.
Alright. Then, one of the creatures will...
Wait, actually, I just gained some temporary HP.
Oh.
Because I'm very good at handling death. So I take their life force.
Oh,
So you make that hit, and there are these kind of explosions of blood in the wall, but the creature stays in place, kind of frozen for just a split second. And there's like a ghost rushing towards you, and then it drops to the ground. Then the other creatures attack you. So what is your armor class with the plus 2?
17.
17. It just manages to hit you.
Oh my god!
I mean, these dice, I can't help it, they're powerful.
switch
I don't have
dice.
it. Alright. I don't know if I can reach them from here. Come on. Yeah, I got it. Okay.
Now he's getting his only natural 20
Yeah,
dice.
there we go. You take 4 piercing damage from this wretched creature.
That is okay.
And then, let me see. Lucky dice. This one. The other one tries to attack you, but it jumps at you. But this pale blue shield around you sort of like repels it. And then it falls to the ground instead of hitting you. Bethroga, the one sitting on your arm,
Oh,
it
wonderful.
feels like it's injecting something directly into your veins.
Oh,
It feels cold and cruel and unfair. You take 9 necrotic damage. So you can see around the fangs, your flesh starts turning a black-gray, really unhealthy color. And because this is necrotic damage, you take full damage.
I know. Ah, stupid. Yeah.
Then the last one jumps at Dagos from behind and hits.
No.
You take 6 piercing damage. It sort of latches onto your shoulder from behind, and it latches onto you. Then it is Bethroga.
I have to get this thing off my arm. Can I try hitting it with my axe again?
Sure, make an attack roll.
Ah, please die. Please, 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 please die. Oh, it's only a 10 plus 13.
So your strength is +3, right?
Yeah, my strength is +3, so it was a 10 I rolled, and then that's 10
You also
plus...
add your proficiency bonus, so that's another.
I do, so it's a 15.
Alright, that's a hit.
Yay!
Yes.
So for a moment you think, I'm not going to hit it, my strength alone will not do this. But then this weapon just fits so well in your hand, you just, and you hit it.
Yay!
Ah, thank all of the gods.
So make a damage roll.
Yes. Oh, that's an 8.
And that's
Am
also...
I still raging?
Yeah.
Then it's a 8 plus 2, then it's a 10.
Alright. That's also +3 from your strength.
That's a 13!
Yay.
You hit it, and it's carved in 2,
Oh,
and just flies off.
so glad to have that thing off my arm.
Yes. Then it is Daggers. Daggers?
Daggers.
Daggers?
Daggers.
Daggers.
The one that just bit me has to die.
Just
So
have
I
You
will.
say that out loud, just people. This one has to die.
Sorry, but you have to die, and I attack it.
Alright. Make an attack roll.
Oh god, no.
No.
That's never a good. 10.
Total?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to make it. You take this sword and sort of like wave over your shoulder. It's real difficult to get it and sort of scoots around on your back. And you can't hit it.
God damn.
Do you have anything else?
Nope.
Alright, then it is Dinoc.
I run over and try and just stab into it from the side.
Sort of like smooth, like
Yeah.
swerve to the side, and then
And that is an unnatural 20.
that is a hit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Have we had any natural 20s yet? We haven't. Only natural ones, and plenty of them.
Lots of those.
And that is 8 damage.
8 damage. So it's still alive, but it's really badly hurt. Like you cut off the entire lower part of its body, but the upper part with the mouth and the eyes are still working, and these are so unnatural that it keeps going. Like it hasn't noticed that half of its body is missing.
And
You can
take it
see from
afterwards.
its eyes, like tears are streaming from its eyes. It looks utterly wretched, pathetic, but it's still munching away at his shoulder.
And I try and make a spinning kick to finish it off.
All right, make an attack roll.
Ah, natural 20.
Oh, there it was.
Ah! Please die.
Yeah. So
Well, that is a hit.
and that is like a natural 20. Then it's double damage.
So you roll the damage die twice,
Oh, okay.
and then add the modifier.
Yeah. That is 5.
All right, you spin around, hit it with your heel, and just flies off Dagger's shoulder, and kind of disintegrates in the air, lands on a pile of broken creature. It's very much dead.
It's very much dead. Oh,
So
Very good.
interesting.
we have 2 left. One of them attacks Dagger's,
Not again.
and it hits.
How?
Why? What's wrong with those dice?
You take 4 piercing damage.
I'm not looking too good, guys.
And then the other one attacks Bethroga, but you hold up your axe and just bat it away.
That's nice.
And then it is Bethroga's turn.
Okay, the one that just attacked me, I will attempt to kill it. Yes, so that's just an attack roll with my axe. As per
I mean, you
usual.
could try to do it with your hands. They look pretty weakened.
Why would I do it with my hands when I have my axe?
Good call.
For flair. You can do it with your axe. It's alright.
I could also throw a javelin at it.
Well, it would be with disadvantage because it's so close.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Just with the axe.
then I just use my axe.
Alright. Make the attack roll.
Come on.
11 plus 3, that's 14.
Plus your...
Proficiency.
Plus, I have plus that's 15 then.
That's a hit.
Yay! I'm so happy every
Good.
time I hit it. Then I just roll. Let's see, a d12. Ah, that's only a 4, but plus 3 and then plus 2, then 9.
Yes. So it tries to attack you. You bash it with your axe, and it hits the ground. It sort of like bounces off the ground, and as it flies up, you take your axe and just carves it in two as it's flying up,
Yay!
Stylish.
Died. I'm so glad.
and just black blood raining down in your face.
And I enjoy every minute of that mistake.
Just laughing. Vegas.
Be poisonous.
No,
We don't know.
Who knows?
I don't care.
Vegas, there's one left. Sort of looking around at all the corpses of its friends, and it cries.
It
Like,
cries.
its life was miserable enough, and now it's just worse.
Don't feel sorry for it.
Actually, this is kind of sad. Like, I've gotten enough information.
You've just been observing every time they die.
We could. I think I have a bag or something.
Why? What for? I'm gonna stab it.
I will no. No.
Are you gonna catch it like a Pokemon?
If it survives, it will become my Pokemon.
I will stab it.
Alright.
Oh
Go.
God! 11.
You said, I'll just stab it, and then you stab towards it, and it's not there anymore. It has moved like 2 feet. And you miss it.
I am all for protecting the lives and stuff, but I don't think these are really living properly. Like, this isn't natural, so I say we get rid of it.
I wanted to die too.
I grab my my pack, or actually I try to grab it and sort of like subjugate it.
Alright.
Well,
Make
what kind
a strength athletics check.
Okay. Natural 20.
Oh my god.
It's just meant to be.
You grab it, it tries to wiggle away, it tries to bite you, but you dealt with troublesome creatures before that you want to study, so you just fold it in half. So like, take some rope or some string and just tie it around, and there we go. And put it in your bag.
I make sure that it can breathe. I don't know if it even breathes, but I'll make sure that it can if it does.
All right.
And then I just put the explorer's pack back on.
Keep it then, but keep it away from other people. We don't need it hurting anyone.
Sorry?
Just
What?
said gotta catch them all. Little Pokemon. It's our Pikachu now.
Alright, so it's almost 9, so I think having this creature in the bag, killing, or you kill all the rest of its friends, I think it's a nice way to say, let's stop here for tonight and come back next Thursday and see how you will actually get out of the room.
Will they actually survive an entire new round of adventuring? Will the creature die of sorrow due to having no family? Will it truly become the purpose of this adventure to catch them all? Will Dinok become the greatest trainer of monsters in the entire world? Find out in the next episode.
I mean, you do have to fight a dragon queen at some point.
Oh no.
Presumably. So you maybe want to get some allies. T-Rex or something.
It's okay. I have caught a dragon before in an alternate universe.
Well,
All right.
thank you very much for joining, and thank you very much for the audience who watched. We will be back next Thursdays, or Thursday, at 1900 hours, 7 p.m.
So 7 p.m.
That's how you say it. 7 p.m. So yeah, come and join us and see if the party can get out of this crazy place, or they'll just fall down a ladder and die.
Could happen. Anything could happen.
Could be the end. Who
We
knows?
could just die.
It's always an option.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have our 4th member along next time.
Yes.
It's gonna be such a surprise for that member.
I was in the corner all along. Why did you help?
All right.
We're just like coming in and seeing this ragtag bunch of people almost on the brink of death.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Almost did, but not quite.
So yeah, that was it. Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Like,
Bye bye, guys.
Ah!